gentlemen, welcome to the first ever edition of Marks of the Announce Table. I'm joined by a little packed house tonight. We got Stoner, we got Ryan Storm over here, we got the one and only Miggy Mania, K Mullins Incorporated, and Zach Zero, my child. What is up, everybody?
Good morning.
Oh,
how are you doing today?
My gosh.
What an interesting show.
I'm trying to calm myself from that episode.
So, this past week, we've been seeing, little vignettes of what we'll, end up seeing tonight in the main event. But I don't think any of us expected it to play off like that with the segments in between that. In terms of the ending, I'm going to tell you, I called it. I definitely knew from the get-go how it was going to end, because I don't think it would have made sense if the other man won. But we'll get to that in due time. Let's just take it from the beginning all the way to the end. It is TNA, the final deletion, June 5th, 2016. And you gotta love the warning before the show with
Actually, July.
What? Sorry, yeah, July. Sorry. So I can't get over this TNA episode tonight, everybody. So happy birthday, Maxwell. Let's get that out of the way, right? If it was even his, real first birthday. But Matt Hardy has his own personal Miguel, his own personal gardener, who says the warning before the show in Spanish off of a piece of paper. And thumbs up, by the way, for TNA, because I saw that little El Generico reference. It's very very subtle. But what'd you guys think about Maxwell's birthday and that? And it's kind of weird how that played in, because
Maxwell and Matt Hardy have the same hairstyle.
If you think about it, the birthday party plays into the ending of the match tonight for the main event. At least with the birthday candle. So we'll talk about that. Any thoughts on that before we cut to our actual opening of TNA? As you shift around uncomfortably.
Sorry.
It was as many of these Matt Hardy segments have been over the last few weeks. It's very confusing. It leaves you wondering what you just watched.
Mm-hmm.
I've been completely happy about all the segments. Honestly, I will go ahead and be bold here, and I will say I enjoy watching Matt Hardy segments more than I enjoy watching Lucha.
Yeah, the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy segments are easily the most exciting part of TNA right now, at least.
Without a doubt.
TNA tonight was really good, and I'll tell you this, I'm a big fan of the decay, but when the decay is actually the worst part of the show, that's when you know, the show is actually, people stepped up tonight, in my opinion. And so we start off with Maria Kanellis Bennett and the Miracle, Mike Bennett, calling himself the greatest X Division champ of all time ever. You gotta say it like Matt Hardy, though. And Dixie Carter comes out, and that's a bit of a shocker, because Billy Corgan's running the show, but then Dixie Carter says she's still president. That's a little flip-floppy, but whatever. We have an impromptu Ultimate X match tonight, and it is with Mike Bennett, Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, Eddie Edwards, Mark Andrews. We're not calling him Andrews, get out of here. And DJ Z, Zima Ion, what are you going to call him? Rockstar Spud, or just Spud, and Braxton Sutter, new guy in the block. Right off the get-go, Spud gets kicked in the mouth by Braxton Sutter. I don't believe that was supposed to happen. Braxton Sutter actually kicked him in the mouth, and you actually see for a brief second a good bit of blood actually pour out of Spud's mouth, and they carry him out, which is kind of funny because he's kind of like my size, but a little bit smaller. Actually, I think he's a lot smaller than me, but
More
still,
muscles.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a tiny human.
I think it's hopefully they won't hold this against Braxton Sutter, but what are your thoughts on this match?
I liked it. I think matches like this are a great way to start a show because it gets the crowd going.
It was a really good way to start the show.
I'd say DJZ did a pretty good job in this, and so did Andrews.
It was a great match.
So,
We're not calling him
Out of this,
We're not calling you Andrews.
out of this beautiful match, I've actually basically thought about a throwaway match that they can have on the card every week, and they can use as a series, and it'd just be beautiful for it. Mandrews and Everett.
Just spot fest matches start off the show every week, please.
They're beautiful when it comes to spot fests.
Mike Bennett, for some reason, can't climb the ropes and has to get a ladder to actually try to get the title back, which I thought it was a bit of a waste of time, in my opinion, to have that be a part of the storytelling of the match, when in the end Eddie Edwards actually gets the win, and the ladder is kind of just like, alright,
that was cool.
I thought, there would have been like a great ladder spot or something crazy. It's kind of deteriorating, in my opinion, to Mike Bennett's character. I guess it keeps him out of the whole X Division fact, and builds him more towards the main event. But Eddie Edwards is X Division champ again. It's been about 2 weeks? 3 weeks? So, I mean, wins it, he wins it, and then he lost it, and then it was a good build with Eddie Edwards and the Hura Helms, Helms Dynasty and all that stuff going on. And then he won it, and then lost it, and then he won it back. And we'll talk about Option C and how it plays in. We got a quick segment, Galloway and EC3 arguing. You thought you wouldn't see Grado and Mahabali Shira tonight, then you thought wrong, because they are holding back the fellow Scotsman Galloway. That's pretty much the gist of that. We'll see them later tonight. But Eli Drake and James Storm, King of the Mountain title match. I say this is the second lowest match of the night, in my opinion. What do you guys think about it? Of course, Eli Drake gets himself DQ. That's kind of the big gist of it. So
nothing memorable from it, really. They could have done without it, and they could have added more time to that main event.
I was never a guy for Eli Drake. I always prefer James Storm.
I believe James Storm kind of carried the match.
I still prefer James Storm, but Eli Drake, the crowd is behind him. It is really hard for TNA to keep that man as a heel right now, because you got the crowd chanting dummy, they're chanting Eli Drake, they are actually behind Eli Drake, even if he's a heel, which is very interesting.
Surprising in wrestling, honestly.
Yeah. So next match, Jade and Marty Bell. By God, this street fight match. What'd you think about this? We had batons, we had nunchucks, we had package power drivers on a steel chair, with Jade getting the win. What'd you guys think about this? That match just kind of blew it out of the park in terms of a knockouts match between two people that are really trying to establish.
I was
themselves.
thoroughly impressed, actually.
That was the match I kind of missed. Would anyone feel like filling me in? Sorry. Completely sorry.
Basically, Marty Bell has been having a beef with Jade because of the dollhouse. Marty Bell gets rid of Jade's chance to still be the Knockouts champion, because Sienna is currently Knockouts champion, due to Marty Bell screwing over Jade. However, they decide that they're gonna wrestle and fight. They literally want to fight, so they have a street fight match, and they brought out all the stops. This match, I think, probably was my second favorite match of the night. I don't even know if you can really call the main event a match, but this was a really good match in my opinion. It was very intense. There was parts in the match where Earl Hebner looked scared for his life for some reason, but
I would understand, especially near Jade.
Oh, Jade
knowing her
Jade was
background.
crazy. She had nunchucks
And boyfriend.
Yeah, she was crazy. She had nunchucks, steel chairs. We had trash can lids everywhere. Even though the little trash can drop kick was horrible in my opinion, they made
it didn't hit at all.
Yeah.
I wasn't big into the match.
I thought it was pretty good, but Eddie Edwards, of
They
course,
did good,
is
but it wasn't
gonna.
bad.
Eddie Edwards is gonna talk about Option C. There's an awkward plug for Pro Wrestling Tees. They have a TNA shop. I bought stuff from the TNA shop. Zach stuff bought from the TNA shop. Why don't you still use TNA shop? If you have the website, just don't use Pro Wrestling Tees. Please don't use.
They might not own the domain anymore.
I'm gonna tell you, it's not that I don't like Pro Wrestling Tees. It's that I love.
The shipping is terrible.
I just
not
love.
as bad as WWE.
I
Yeah.
just prefer the TNA shop because it makes them look more professional. Because I always believe Pro Wrestling Tees was more of the indie level of selling stuff, you know. And you want it to look more professional. But hey, if Pro Wrestling Tees is working for them, it's working for them. A quick little side note: Joey Ryan actually sold more stuff this week in Pro Wrestling Tees than all of TNA. Just what do you think about that? So.
Well, Joey Ryan.
Yeah, I saw that on his Facebook page, but yep. Next up, Jeff Hardy's just chilling before his fight. There's like a brief little segment where mowing the lawn, getting all of his like little logos everywhere. It's weird. There's a brief little Terminator moment before a drone. Yes, I kid you not, a drone that talks, talking about Brother Nero, gets in his face. And there's like 10 drones. He's hitting them with guitars. A hologram of broken Matt Hardy shows up on a drone and is talking to him, and then it flies away and Jeff Hardy chases it on a dirt bike. I'm not making this up. Like, I legitly am not making this up. If I told someone this, they probably thought I was crazy. But
I think I'm crazy because I watched this.
That is the gist of this, though. Like, I'm not lying to you. That is the gist of this entire feud, is that it is crazy. I believe they just gave him full creative control and said, hey, tear down the house. And that's pretty much what they've done from the start. And the dirt bike drone chase was beautiful.
It just showed how much drugs they actually do.
Bro, I don't know what was going on. Broken Matt has a little lawnmower segment where I wish he would have done like wheelies on the lawnmower or something.
What? How would you do a wheelie?
I don't know. I just wish that
He's doing all the crazy faces and the chomps.
Yeah, he's making faces. And, it was beautiful. But we have to cut back to actual TNA at some point before the actual main event, where the Miracle Mike Bennett comes out. He's ticked off. Like, this guy's mad. He's not going to go to Destination X to use the option C. He's mad. Billy Corgan, Dixie Carter comes out. Billy Corgan, for some reason, looking like Dr. Evil. The gist of this is, hey, Miracle, Maria, the door's there. You can leave. We don't really need you. You're not getting your option C. That's really the gist of it. So, but hey, next up is Bromans and the Guru versus the Decay. What you guys think about this match, by the way?
My favorite part was the beginning segment in which I saw one of my favorite hardcore wrestlers
Making out with Rosemary? The whole...
Rosemary. Okay, I can honestly say I'm strangely attracted.
Alright, Bram and Rosemary have a little love thingy going on. Ryan, shut up your microphone.
I missed that. I
Get out-
missed that.
Get out of here.
Okay, I'll muted myself.
It's
Okay,
my
I'll come
fault.
back when I'm wanted.
No one wants you.
That's sad. Alright,
It's true.
the gist of this match, as I would say, is Rosemary's got a thing for Bram. Abyss and Crazy Steve aren't crazy about it. See what I did there? Bromans actually, the match was a little fast-paced. Bromans, it was Bromans and the Guru, Raquel. Just don't call her Raquel, just call her Guru, please. Versus Decay, the whole Decay, all three of them. Bromans actually get the win tonight. I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean, I think the Bromans had to win at some point.
They needed to get a non-title win just so this feud doesn't stay one-sided.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of it. The gist. So it's whatever, in my opinion.
I would have liked to see more action from Rosemary.
Oh, quick little side note. I wrote down tonight. Zach, you kept on calling Matt Hardy's gardener Hashimoto or something like that.
No,
Kaijimoto.
Kaijimoto. They called him Senor Benjamin, and
Do you not know who Kaijimoto is?
yes, but it's Senor Benjamin. Get out of here. Get out of here. So Senor Benjamin's like they have another segment. It's all throughout the show. They're just giving like little segments for the actual main event match. Senor Benjamin's putting fireworks, steel chairs, everything you can really think of. I'm really proud that during the main event there is no Revy Sky, no Maxwell. It is literally just the two Hardys fighting. Well, I take that back. There is, I guess you can still say the two Hardys, but there is something else there. But we'll talk about that. Eddie Edwards comes out to the ring. Lashley comes out. Eddie Edwards, being interviewed by Jeremy Borash, is like, hey, I'm going to put my title on the line. You put your title on the line. It's this awkward moment of, like, Bobby Lashley could actually become X Division champ. Maybe this is, like, slowly pushing forward. Like, hey, maybe Eddie could win. I don't know. Is it just a normal match? Because they could do a DQ angle or something like that, in my opinion. Like, I think that's what they're pushing towards, is if they don't want to have Eddie Edwards with both titles, or the fact of Lashley with the X Division title, they might do something with, like, an interference by Mike Bennett. That's what I'm thinking. What are you guys' thoughts on this, with Eddie Edwards using the whole option C angle for his match at Destination X? Would you stop crunching? I'll bury you. What'd you think?
That was good.
I hear the crunching still. Get out of here.
I moved my mic away also. I mean, it just radiates like through, I don't know. Is Destination X next week?
I believe it is, yes.
I believe so. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know about this. Like, we were talking about this earlier, me, Cole, and Zach. I don't know. Well, you guys were probably all there, but I don't know about Eddie Edwards being world heavyweight champion. I just don't think he's got what it takes. I think they're putting him in there because they don't have enough main eventers right now.
I mean, did Saban have what it takes?
No, like I said,
Yes.
no. Saban did not have what it took.
Saban worked for years.
If I had to pick
that's
Saban
the
or Shelley,
only reason they gave it to him, because he worked there for years. He was not main event quality whatsoever. He's a great wrestler, don't get me
He was
wrong.
an upper mid.
Yeah, but he was not a main eventer. Should not have held that title.
if I would have
to a-
picked
to an-
Saban or Shelley, definitely Saban though. I don't think
Oh,
I
yeah,
could see
Saban
Shelley
for
with
sure.
the
He
world
shouldn't have been the one to beat Bully Ray though during that time.
Yeah, that was
No.
weird.
No.
Shelley was way too injury prone.
Yeah, well, they both were, but
Yeah.
and to an extent, Austin Aries shouldn't have won the title either. But he's not as bad as Saban.
Saban wasn't that bad either. Do you remember certain champions that I will not bring up?
Well, bring up the champions. I want to hear
No, I'm not going to bring up certain champions.
him.
right.
Actually, I might as well go ahead and bring up one. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, you never
Okay.
thought? I have to agree also.
Oh, okay. All right, rolling into the next feud, EC3 and Galloway. They have a little segment. You don't really get much out of it. They kind of just argue over
Via satellite.
via satellite. Like, it's literally a rock
Did they
segment.
say they were both? Did they say they were both like at home, but you could obviously see EC3's backstage?
Yeah,
He was in a room backstage.
yeah.
Like it wasn't even a room. It's like they.
Unless he
found a
lives
corner.
at the Impact Zone.
No, Billy Corgan lives at the old TNA shop. Remember? That's why he's trying to get stuff.
That's where Billy Corgan lives.
Yeah. So, all right, it's time. You guys ready? We get to just go full on crazy talking about Hardy versus Hardy. I'm gonna tell you everything about the match, and then we're gonna have a full on talk about this because we just can't not get crazy into.
It might
in-depth.
go another 20-30 minutes on just talking about this thing.
But I'm okay with that. It's just that I want to tell you everything about the match for the people, and then we're going to talk about it. Then we'll do a review, whatever. It is Jeff versus Matt Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy, Brother Nero, whatever you want to call him. We start off with the referee driving in a car there. Broken Matt Hardy's already in the ring. Referee gets in, he's all scared, like it's like the newest kid on the block, I think, for the referee. Broken Matt Hardy tells him, you might have to resuscitate him, but either way you shouldn't because he will be deleted. It's a fight at night with tiki torches. Matt Hardy plays the violin as Jeff arrives on a four-wheeler. There's another warning before they fight, and it's a gong that initiates the fight, not like a bell, it's a gong. Which is just random in my opinion, because I don't even know who did the gong. I didn't see it. I don't know. Brother My Brother, I gotta find the actual name of the song, but it's like the lyrics of Brother My Brother, we can't fight no more, something like that song. It plays, but there's like a hardcore metal piano remix going on, and it's weird. There's a tree swanton bomb by Jeff Hardy, but he misses, and it looks like he could have broke his neck or killed himself. Like, literally, he lands in a way that you would have thought this man would have been paralyzed. But he rolls out of the ring. We see the craziest thing ever. Roman candles that shoot off fireworks. Matt Hardy shooting them at Jeff, who just took this insane bump. There's a trash can lid as like a shield when he's being shot at. We see Matt flee, and then he goes towards Jeff, who Jeff has his own Roman candles and is shooting him like straight up in the face with them, and Matt's running away and hides behind a boat of all things. Literally, the amount of WTF moments in this match is just off the walls, alright? Like, literally, it's a good thing it's outside, because they would have no walls with this.
Yeah.
They end up fighting in a swamp for a bit. Matt Hardy drowns Jeff Hardy.
That's a lake, but
whatever, I don't care. It was late at night. It could have been anything. It could have been the ocean. They could have not even been in Cameron, North Carolina. But Matt Hardy drowns Jeff Hardy in the lake, and Willow comes out and starts beating up Matt Hardy. But the gardener comes from behind with the taser.
That sneaky gardener.
Yeah, Senor Benjamin comes out with the taser and tases Willow. I'm not lying to you. You would think I was an insane man if I was just telling you this, but it happened. The gardener tased Willow. Willow falls back, and Matt Hardy's getting his breath, and he's checking, seeing if Jeff was still in the lake. And he goes and pins Willow on the ground, 1, 2, 3. And then Matt realizes that Jeff is not Willow when he takes off the mask, and it was actually replaced. The gardener is dressed like, they did a swap moment where the gardener is dressed up as Willow, and Jeff comes from behind. They start fighting. They go over to like a dirt bike ramp and start beating each other up. There's all these like flashbacks as Jeff Hardy stands on top of a the charismatic Enigma cross, and he stands on top of it, and we get this flashback. So here's where everything ties in, alright? Maxwell's first birthday. What happens at birthdays? 1 candle for the first birthday of Maxwell. So, and if you also remember, there was gasoline that was put into effect. I guess that's where the gasoline was, doused everywhere. Yeah. Matt Hardy uses the birthday candle to light the gasoline, burns the and just charismatic Enigma creature cross, I guess you would call it, logo. I don't know what it was. And Jeff Hardy straight up falls off of it, and he gets pinned. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. I knew Matt Hardy kind of had to win this one, in my opinion, because Jeff's been kicking his butt. But this was the one I feel like Matt was going to win this, and this is either going to be a send-off for Jeff, it's going to be a Willow only for a while, or they, might do something else with Jeff, in my opinion. But I felt like, yeah, Matt definitely was going to be the one to win this. The ending is just weird, how it just cuts off and ends after the pinfall match, just looking crazy. What do you guys think about this? Let's talk about it. There's everything I laid out for you. Let's talk about it. We can go all the way back, months when this all started. We can go back years, go back to the beginning of Omega. But tonight,
my honest thoughts about this, because I'll go first, because I believe Brother Zero has disappeared.
It's okay.
But when it comes to this feud, I believe it was 10 times better than the WWE feud they had, because it was just the WWE feud had nothing behind it other than, oh, you won the world title, so I got you arrested, I hit your car on the road, I burned down our house and killed your dog. But with this, it actually had more story, it goes back into the roots of the Hardys, and coming from a guy from North Carolina, just watching this and knowing that these guys represent what the state is about, and well, not what the state is about. Trust me, Tar Heels, but it's just basically amazing. And I still wonder how they already had tree branches in the ring automatically, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm. Mullins, you got any thoughts on this?
I mean, I could literally go all day with this stuff. It was, like I said, it was not a wrestling clinic by any means, but like I still can't believe that this match was actually shown like on TV this way.
Miguel, you there? Anybody else? Because I think my Skype might have glitched up on who's actually here and who's not.
Which, by the way, that song was called "Brother, My Brother," and the original song was by Blessed Union of Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm here, by the way. Sorry.
All right, because my Skype is only saying there's like 3 of you, but I thought
there are 4 out of the 6. It says, but I thought the match was an abomination for just pro wrestling.
Do you think it was?
I mean,
really
it wasn't.
I've seen a man dick flip another man. I don't want to hear shit.
Well, good point. But yeah, it was backyard wrestling. It was stupid. There were fireworks. There was a lake that I thought they were going to get eaten by crocodiles. He fell into the water and then came out as Willow, but then it wasn't actually Willow. It was the gardener or something. Then the gardener tased Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I don't even understand this.
Was it even a gardener? Who was that?
It
guy?
was. It was Matt Hardy's gardener, Senor.
Yeah,
and then he somehow woke up in time to zap Willow.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But himself, how does that even happen?
I don't know. The editing was all over the place on this. It was just.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought about that. When he took the mask off, it was the gardener.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the gardener is the one who zapped Willow.
Yeah, but then the gardener. Yeah, the both of them disappear because then Matt Hardy falls down to the ground.
Yeah, I mean.
And then he looks in the lake for Jeff, who he thought drowned.
Yeah. If you think about it, it was a fun match to watch. It's just, it was abomination. Like, that was not wrestling. That was just backyard fighting. I mean, it was the angle.
The fireworks shooting off will look like an action movie.
That was actually pretty fun in my opinion, with the whole Roman candle fireworks shooting
all the way across the ring.
Yeah, like
Michael Bay presents TNA wrestling.
The legit taser and the amount of just craziness. I really can't explain it. Just the amount of craziness in this match. It needed to be there in my opinion, but I think I don't know if we all knew it was gonna end that way or really happen, but it just happened. Do you think we'll be talking about this for years? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, just this match, the impact of the match, not the quality.
Well,
of the
first
match.
off, we got to talk about the impact of the match and the fact of, is this the last time the Hardys fight on a big stage?
Well, we said that at what, Slammiversary. Then we said it the week after when we were like, oh, Jeff
but he said
won.
but it's been billed as the final deletion. So what if this is?
Yes. So maybe this is just the deletion of the last name. It could be a send-off for somebody. Like maybe Jeff is, maybe
Jeff's bound for Stanford.
Who knows? I don't necessarily believe he is. I think he's pretty content with where he's at. I think maybe Jeff just wants to be Willow for a while. Maybe he doesn't want to use Jeff Hardy. Maybe there's so many maybes. That's the problem, in my opinion. With
maybe he's just gonna do the whole angle thing and do a bunch of indie things for a bit.
Who knows?
I don't think so.
Who knows? I think he's pretty content though, because TNA loves Jeff Hardy. Unless there is some little backstage thing going on that nobody has any idea about, then we don't know what's gonna happen. We literally have to play it by ear, go into Destination X, and see how we kick off. I think we need to kick off Destination X how we ended this week. We need to start off with Broken Matt,
like a funeral,
and Rebby. Like, yeah, funeral. Like, have a crazy segment with all of them.
They probably will. It's TNA, unless they do another That 70s show where they can't get it to work. I mean,
That's what
Who
I said.
knows?
If you told me if you told me a few years ago when we were still in the, like, what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago when we were still in the Hogan Bischoff stuff, if you told me in just 3 years' time we were going to have a month span where we were going to see this backyard wrestling abomination and then an Impact episode that was taken over by that 70 show commercials, I would have told you that you were smoking more drugs than Jeff Hardy.
I wouldn't have. I would have
Taking
been
all those
like,
shots
oh yeah,
tonight.
that's where TNA's
God.
going.
Dang, you guys are taking all the shots tonight at the Hardys. I like them. I met them. They're cool. Goodness.
The thing is, I have no issue. I'm not saying they're bad because they do drugs. I'm just saying they're high all the time. And I mean, whatever floats your boat. But you can't tell me you're not high when you're high.
Cole, are
I
you
hope,
still
I,
there?
hope, I hope Jeff and Matt watch this, or,
Yeah, I'm still here.
and they
What do you
decide
think of
to
the
like
current
track you
booking?
down.
Yeah, they're gonna watch you while they're smoking.
And they're gonna track you down and beat you up.
They're gonna
Cole.
challenge me to a backyard wrestling match at their
They're
little
going to
ranch.
call up John Morrison. They're gonna find you.
That's a story for another day. But Cole, shoot, bang. About the booking of TNA, I believe Ryan was asking you about.
Honestly, I don't see an issue with the booking of TNA because
like it.
it's something different from the normal product that we see every day.
I mean, how often do we see a random street fight, especially, a newer guy like Braxton Sutter?
Or no, I wasn't bashing TNA in any way with what I was saying. I was just saying that the Hardys are always high. And,
Here's
I mean,
a better,
personally, I feel like it creates better television when they're high.
here's one that I can take a major shot with. How many times do you see a dark gimmick actually winning titles?
The Decay.
Yeah, they're the only ones in years.
Kane and Taker though, but I mean,
Um,
not as often.
Game hasn't been a dark gimmick in a long time.
I wanna kind of I guess stretch it a little bit. I guess Lucha, because you look
I
at
don't count Lucha.
what's his name, Mil Muertes is kind of a dark gimmick. A lot of people are dark gimmicks in that company.
I was gonna say half the roster's dark gimmicks.
Tetsuya Naito in New Japan,
but
like he's
the
dark
thing-
gimmick too.
Is he a dark gimmick?
Technically, because he's
thing
working
is
with Evil and Los Ingobernables de Japón.
I guess it's probably just because I can't understand their promos.
Yeah, but so TNA this week. It's review time. Any final thoughts before we go in here? I gotta do a quick roll count, so because my Skype's glitching out. We got Miguel Mullins, Cocabana, and Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Here.
All right. Any final thoughts? for you guys?
Present.
Any final thoughts? Shoot.
Final thoughts is, like I said, I really enjoyed this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely left me with a lot more lasting impression than the last couple weeks had. Like this episode's gonna stick with me till next week, which is something TNA hasn't done in a while with me.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a question that hasn't been answered, but people have been telling me otherwise.
What is it?
Who's the fixer?
What is your
Oh,
The fixture, I have no idea. Who is the virus? Or have you seen that stuff on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what they're gonna do with that.
The virus is supposed to debut at Bound for Glory, but
Could it
that's
be
a
that
long way
other?
out.
Could it be those two new guys that got signed with the two Frenchies?
I don't know. It's kind of weird though because Caleb Conley, our good buddy, who is going to Impact Wrestling, he's coming in. So I don't know how
He
that's
could be
gonna-
one of them.
Yeah, he could be the fixer or he could be the virus.
who
I was gonna
knows?
say because I saw I've only seen little ads for the fixer as it pertains to on the actual episode, but I first saw the virus on Twitter.
All right, everybody, review time. We get to go a little crazy for this one, literally. Usually it's just off the wall random stuff that happens during the show. So, Cocabana, how many happy birthdays to Maxwell would you give it tonight?
I'm gonna be brave because I really enjoyed the show, other than the Decay wrestling. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Perfect impact.
All
All right.
I'm being brave because I don't see this often.
Miguel, you there?
Yeah.
How many talking drones with Brother Nero, or not Brother Nero, but with hologram of broken Matt Hardy would you give it tonight?
I would honestly give it a 9 out of 10.
All right. I can already hear Ryan over there. All right. Mullins. How many insane off the wall package pile drivers to Marty Bell on a steel chair would you do it?
I've been the harshest critic to TNA, and I'm going to tell you 10 out of 10.
Dang.
You have not been the harshest critic out of TNA. He's still coming up.
And the harshest critic of TNA, Mr. Ryan over there.
I would give that a 5.
Wait. You gotta let me do. How many Brother My Brother hardcore piano remixes with the Tree Swanton Bomb spot would you give it?
I am sorry, Tech.
Right.
I would give that a solid 5.
Oh, dude.
That was the overall card wasn't bad. Like that would probably be like an 8, maybe an 8 or 9. That main event was an abomination.
Now
I was just.
I'm gonna ask you all this before I give mine. Are you guys judging this as in terms of a wrestling show, or are you judging this on terms of a television show? Because I would give it 2 different ratings. As a wrestling show, everything but the Hardy match was kind of great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm judging it as a wrestling show.
But in terms of a entertaining show, Hardy versus Hardy was like, if I was not a wrestling fan, I would think Hardy versus Hardy was the greatest thing in the world, in my opinion. But if
the wrestling, that's why I gave it a 5. Is the wrestling. If it was like a TV show, it'd easily be a 9.5. But because it was wrestling,
It was the most entertaining stuff I've seen on wrestling in a few years.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, but it just wasn't a wrestling.
Yeah,
From drones with Matt Hardy's head.
And for me, I'm gonna give it 8.5. Roman candles looking really strong tonight, because I loved everything in terms of wrestling was great, segments were great. My personal opinion is I think the main eventers, other than Matt and Jeff, really should have got like the time to step back tonight. I think it should have been all about the mid-card people really showing themselves. I don't think we really needed EC3 or Lashley or Galloway. I think they could have said, hey, y'all get the night off. Hardy and Hardy, they're going to tear it down in the main event. Mid-card guys, you got to push yourself. Tag team, push yourself, knockouts, go have fun with Street Fight. But in terms of wrestling was great, segments are great. I can't stress that enough. They were great. The main event match, as a wrestling match, was off the walls. It literally, that's why they had so many viewer discretion warnings, because it could just be done in your backyard.
With that gardener.
It could have been done in your backyard, and you could have literally, like, someone could literally get hurt badly if you're not a trained professional, because they're incorporating real wrestling with the backyard wrestling, which is 2 different ball games. But it was entertaining. If I was voting on entertainment, 10 out of 10. All throughout TNA, I was hyped. But wrestling, I think the main event kind of brought it down with the wrestling, but entertainment, it was there. So it was great. TNA was great. So everyone, we will see you all next time. Don't forget to give a comment, like, subscribe, all that fun, all that fun stuff. As Ryan,
I turned it down.
All right, everyone, have a good day. We'll see you all next time.